Hi from my platform, Linda's TV show. If it is your first time, you are welcome. Please, after watching this video, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. It is very, very important because it will enable you to know when I upload a new video. Here we upload videos on daily basis as it is happening. We are bringing it live and direct, undirected to you. After watching, you are free to criticize, you are free to say your opinion, but let us say it constructively. Myself, Linda, will be standing here watching this video together with you from the beginning to the end. Then we'll go to the comment section. I appreciate you all, my lovely subscribers, followers, those who comment and share this video as we watch the video right now.
What's your take on this issue, this matter right now by some lawyers really attached to Nnamdi Kanu's case, really taking up a petition to the U.S. government concerning it?
I was on this studio some time ago when I counseled the Nigerian government to be wary of steps to take in handling the situation. If you remember, I said if it is not properly taken care of, it was going to turn Nnamdi Kanu to an international. The sympathy of the global community is going to turn in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, and it will likely become a rallying point for human rights activists all over the world. And of course, it's beginning to gain media momentum in the country, and before you know it, probably the international media is going to latch on it, and it's going to become a global issue. I don't see any reason why the judgment of court will not be obeyed in these circumstances. Like I keep saying, there are emotions to these things. So sentiments, you like the man, you don't like the man. Whatever you think about the man is of no moment. All those things die at the feet of the judgment of court. The judgment of court has found this man innocent and has discharged and acquitted the man. Whatever the interpretation of that judgment is something for appeal for the appellate courts to come up with. Until it is set aside, valid and enforceable in every part of the country. And the government is not above the law. Any government that decides to put itself above the law is actually trying to create an impression that the government is tyrannic. All right, the government is anti-people. And in this present world, tyranny is not welcome in a part of the world. What's happening in Russia today, Ukraine today, tells you the story of how the world views people who are anti-people. You understand? So I don't think Nigeria wants to put itself in such a situation at this moment where we are like this, with all the economic situation, the economic challenges that we have. We're going into an election year. There's need for calm, there's need for cohesion, there's need for unity, there's need for cooperation, there's need for everybody to be properly mobilized for the election. We don't want to go into an election year inciting people against you. Because with what they have done now, a large number of people who love Nnamdi Kanu are going to be incensed against the government in the way they have handled it. It was better if the man was found guilty, all right, and incarcerated rightly. I don't think those who would hear that would want to do anything, first if he's been convicted, rightly or wrongly, all right, it's a conviction and the world will respect that. But this one is that he's been discharged. Why are you still holding on to him? There's a valid court order. Go to court and set it up. But until you set it aside, let the man enjoy his freedom.
But my question is, do you think the U.S. legislature will be able to grant this petition by this saying that sanctioning Buhari and Mr. President and the Attorney General of Nigeria?
It is possible for the U.S. Parliament to grant, or in fact the states, the United States of America, to grant that request. But the question is that how would that affect Nigeria? It may affect Buhari as a person, as an individual. It may affect the Attorney General as an individual because the sanctions may be targeted at the individual and not the country.
Okay.
All right. My worry is if it becomes a global issue and then the United Nations decide to say, okay, they are going to now declare Nigeria a pariah state and then impose sanctions on the country. that's where I will begin to have concerns. For now, the application is targeted at bracketing just the individual.
Okay, that's the president
Buhari
and attorney
as
general.
an individual and Malami as an individual, not Nigeria as a country. For now, whatever the outcome of that application is, as long as it affects just the individual, the president as an individual, and the attorney general as an individual, for me, I don't have any issues with that. But where I will begin to get worried is where it becomes an issue that is likely going to affect Nigerians generally. Okay, because if Nigeria is put in that category where we all become refugees. So if you're traveling abroad, you have to only go on the platform of a refugee for you to be able to travel. Otherwise, even ordinary citizens will begin to be denied visas to travel to those countries, except you declare yourself as a refugee. Okay, so, and there are so many economic disadvantages that we will suffer if we allow ourselves slide into. We've been there before during the military era. It wasn't funny, and even the military dictators themselves realized that it wasn't the best thing for the country for them to continue to hold power against the will and wishes of the people, and they decided to allow democracy so that our economy and our life and our livelihood will bounce back. So we don't want to go back. We know the disadvantages of this, and we don't want to go back there.
How about the case of the matter filed by the federal government, stay of execution filed by the federal government concerning Nnamdi Kanu?
Now, a simple stay of, as a lawyer, I can tell you that there are plethora of judicial authorities that have said that the mere filing of a stay of execution in itself is not a stay of execution. It's an application, it's not been granted. Until it is granted, that's when you can now say, okay, there's a valid stay of execution. Within that period when the motion is pending, that judgment is still enforceable.
Oh, okay.
That's the position of the law. Until the motion is moved and granted, all right, that judgment remains valid and enforceable within that period. But sometimes we counsel so that we don't preempt the outcome of the application. It's like a gentleman agreement to say, okay, fine, since there's a motion, let's just on our own, let's just respect the judgment, because we don't know if it's going to, if the judgment is going to be stayed or not.
Okay.
But until it is stayed, it depends on the lawyer or the judgment creditor. The judgment creditor has the right to enforce his judgment unless it is stayed. A motion is not an order of court. An application, somebody can file an application and even refuse to move it. Okay, somebody can just, for purposes of delaying the enforcement of that judgment and to deprive the judgment creditor, benefits of his victory.
Okay.
And just go and put an application and just go and sleep. You understand? So, I can decide to execute my judgment unless the court says stop, don't execute. Until that order comes, that judgment remains enforceable, binding and enforceable.
Okay.
That's the position of the law.
Ejango. Pewo somo. Yeah. Bukwenu. Yeah. This is our press briefing.
Gentlemen of the press, I welcome you all to our domain today. Officials of the Biafra Nations League BNL present here, members and followers of the BNL family, fellow Biafrans, I bring you all fraternal greetings all the way from the Gulf of Guinea. I remain sincerely yours, Prince Will, Chimeze Richard, national leader of the BNL family. A few days ago, the entire Biafra land were thrown into jubilation after the Court of Appeal quashed the charges against the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and gave further order that he should be released immediately. It is indeed a wonderful one to have won them in their own court, and we would like to use this opportunity to commend his legal team for that victory. Since his abduction from Kenya, there has been unrest in the entire Biafra land, such as the every Monday sit at home, which the autopilot IPOD are championing, the activities of government, the militancy at sea and borders, especially the ban on foreign vessels in the Gulf of Guinea by BNL. We are making every effort fronting his release to make them understand that he is not alone in the struggle for Biafra independence. And we also commend all those who are steadfast in this struggle. The refusal of the government of Nigeria to release him didn't come as a surprise to us, because we fully understand that Nigeria, being a failed and expired entity, does not respect even their own law, let alone international law. But in spite of this disdain, we are not going to relent. Recall that a few weeks ago, the BNL and our Finland-based freedom fighter Simon Ekpa went into a working alliance to add pressure in fastening the release of Nnamdi Kanu and the liberation of our people. And we are doing everything humanly possible, coordinating things at home. We are not going to lose guard, else the enemy will invade our homeland and take us unawares. Our resolve for independence of Biafra remains sacrosanct, and nothing can change it. For this government to enjoy peace, we demand that the court order and right to self-determination be respected. In conclusion, therefore, we, the officials of DNL family, in conjunction with all our entire members, drawn from the various ethnic nationalities of Biafra extraction, hereby demand that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu be allowed to go home as ordered by the court. And this should be done in few days from now, else there will be an increase in the revolt against the state. Fellow Biafrans, I salute you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sticking to this video to the end. Like I said before, now it's time for us to go to the comment section to air our mind and our opinion. Say what you think about this video and this platform. Do it constructively. Share this video, like, subscribe, and also continue to watch Linda's TV show, because this is the home of news. Until I see you again in my next video, remain blessed. For now, I would say bye-bye.